Good morning. Welcome to LinkedIn Marketing Minutes. I'm Karen Yankovich, and I am here with you every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern to give you a little mini training on how to elevate your marketing with some simple tips. I am live this morning, or you can probably or also can be found on the replays of this, but we're live if you're here live on my Facebook business page. My Facebook group, which if you've not joined us yet, you can join us at linkedinforwomencommunity.com. I'm live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. And speaking of YouTube, I've been live every day so far for the month of September. So this is the 24th video, and we've got a playlist over there now, which you can get to if you're interested in binging this at marketingminis.com. So I am if you're on the East Coast like I am, and it's going to be raining all day today might be a good day to do some binging of this, right? And just put some of these simple practices in place for your business. What else? Okay, a couple other things. I had some people asking me how this all fits together, right? I mean, I'm a big proponent of building ease and simplicity into your marketing. And I'm not really doing these in any certain order, right? There's no, I'm here. If there's something you want me to talk about, let me know and I'll talk about it, right? There's no real order. So what I did was I created a video that you can check out at the link that's scrolling across the bottom now, where I talk a little bit about how all this fits together. There's no opt-in for that. I don't even need your email address. You can watch it right then and there. And if you want to know what it looks like to get some help with that, there's a link there to grab a spot on our calendar. So that's what I've been doing here on these videos every day. So I hope that you've been enjoying them. And again, I would love your ideas. If you have something topic you want to talk about, I'd love to brainstorm it. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about today how to make your marketing magnetic, right? We're spending so much time, we're seeing so much spam, so many people doing all this outreach and just outreach. And I have to tell you something. I talked to somebody yesterday. I talk to people a lot, right? But I talked to somebody yesterday and they had paid somebody to do this outreach with a paid tool. And he was like, yeah, it's just not getting me anything. Do you know what? In all the years I've been doing this, and I would say the last 2-3 years, there's been a lot of people using these tools. Not one time have I heard, and it's great. I've got this company, they're doing this thing, they're using this tool, it's reaching out to all these people, 100 people a week. I have amazing leads, my business is thriving. Not one time have I heard that. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean it's not happening. It doesn't mean that there's not some people being successful with it. I would imagine there must be, or people wouldn't be still buying it, right? Like there's got to be some testimonials around this. But I personally have never talked to one single person who's told me that it's worked really well for them. And the reason for that is it's cold, right? We are living in a world right now where there's so much happening virtually that the successful marketing is more intimate, right? So how do you do that? You've got to have know, like, and trust. And how do you do that? We want to make it more magnetic. We want people coming to us, right? So I've talked about in a previous video the different categories of people I want you to be connecting with here on LinkedIn. And the first category being, let's do outreach. Who might be a good fit for whatever it is you want to sell? But that's the last category that I'm looking for. I want to acknowledge it because, of course, we want to have those conversations if they come up. But there's never a reason on LinkedIn to do a cold call. Never, ever. The beauty of LinkedIn is not in that cold outreach. It's in the collaborations. It's in creating an outreach strategy to that second category and that third category, that second category being who else serves an audience similar to yours, right? Where you can be having conversations around, here's what I do, who do you know? Right? You can be creating JV partnerships. When somebody introduces you to someone, that's that magnetic approach, right? You're reaching out to people, not saying, give me your credit card, but who do you know? Right? And then they're saying, call Mary. And then when you reach out to Mary, you're saying, hey, Joe told me to call you. That's this magnetic thing that I'm talking about here. I infuse publicity into every single thing I do. I think it's really valuable to be featured in the newspapers and magazines. It gives you credibility, but it also contributes to that magnetic strategy, right? People see you in these places, they will reach out to you to work with you. Right now, we're not waiting I like to say, like, I don't want to leave any money on the table. Let's make our strategies as magnetic as we possibly can. Doesn't mean we're sitting on the beach waiting for the universe to drop clients in our lap, right? Of course, we love when that happens, and it does happen when you have a magnetic strategy. But there's things you need to be doing. There's still strategy. There's still tasks. You still want to have a profile that positions you as if you're worthy. But that profile is peppered with keywords. So when people are searching for what you do, they find you, right? Magnetic, instead of you having to do outreach. You want to, engage in other people's content so people see your name. You stay top of mind with people because that's how you magnetize people to you. Somebody that doesn't know you, they see a really well placed comment in a conversation that they're a part of, and they click on your link. They see the great profile that you've done, right? And if you've done your job right, you've made it really easy for them to take the next step with you. They click a link and book a call, or they click a link and listen to your podcast, or they click a link and download your lead magnet. This is how we create a magnetic approach. So it's more about shifting the energy than it is the tasks, because a lot of the tasks are the same, but it's about understanding that when you focus on the relationships and not leads, the sales follow, the contracts follow. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. It is fundamentally infused into everything I do. And if you want to know a little bit what it looks like, to the strategies that I teach, again, watch that video that's scrolling across the bottom here. sluvideo.com takes you to the page where it just describes that strategy in a little more detail. You absolutely can be creating this magnetic strategy for yourself. All right. So as I mentioned to you, I'm live here every single morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be talking about how to use LinkedIn to transition your career. Maria, so good to see you here. I always love waking up with you, your comments. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. All right. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about how to use LinkedIn to transition. So many people were hearing things like the Great Resignation, the Great Reshuffling. How do you position yourself for this next chapter? Okay. So I love having friends hanging around with. So hang out with me tomorrow. Come tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, and I will we'll talk about how do you shift the energy of your profile as you position yourself for a chapter, the next chapter, which might look different than the last chapter. I'll see you then.